okay, I've launched my business. Now, where do I find work? Where can I find the clients? Where are they? You're not alone. This is a common question. Anyone who has a business has asked this question. Hi everyone, I'm Kayla and welcome back to my channel. This video is all about where to find work as a freelance project manager. Now, I've made a few videos about this topic in the past, but they've been more centered around tapping into your own personal network, which is always my first step. So if you've already done that, I wanted to make this video for those of you who are like, okay, we've exhausted that option. Now where do we go? Where can we find the clients? And this is a question I get just about every day on LinkedIn. If you don't follow me there, I would love to invite you to follow me there, where I post Monday through Friday about project management and my own freelancing journey. But I get questions just about every day, DMs in my inbox asking, okay, I've started my business. Now, where are the clients? Where do I find them? So I wanted to make this video to provide 10 practical examples of locations where you could go to potentially find clients. And some of these may work better for you than others, depending on what type of work you do as a project manager or what type of companies you want to work with. So please use discernment as you're putting together your strategy for client outreach, and understand that you may not find a client right off the bat. Some of these take some time to build up momentum, but they might be a good place to start and to focus your energy. My hope is that this at least gets the wheels turning and it helps you start putting together a strategy. Now, if you'd like some more help, or if you'd like some more specific examples of locations where you could look, I invite you to take a look at my Freelance Project Manager Guidebook. It's available now on Gumroad, and I'm going to link it below in the description here. But it will serve as sort of a blueprint for you on your freelancing journey, particularly if you're thinking about getting started or just getting started, whether it's a side hustle or full-time. It serves as a blueprint for you on your freelancing journey. So again, I'll put that in the description below the video. And of course, I'm also available for one-on-one consulting if you would like more personalized help putting together your freelancing strategy or personal branding strategy. Okay, let's get started. So the first place you might go to land freelancing work is a freelancing marketplace. And we all know what these are. The most common ones, I think, are Fiverr and Upwork, right? There's a lot more out there. And if you have followed me for a while, you know I don't recommend using these platforms as like a sustainable long-term strategy for your freelancing business, because they are pretty saturated. They are very competitive on price as well. So it often comes down to a pricing consideration. And from what I understand from not only my own experience, but also talking to other freelancers, is it's not uncommon to put in 10 or 20 or even 30 bids just to land one single project. So again, it can be really exhausting to find and land jobs on these platforms, but it could be a way to get your foot in the door. If you're someone who can go down a little bit on price and be competitive in that way, and you want to get a few projects under your belt, you want to get a few recommendations under your belt, these marketplaces might be a good place to start, or they might be a good place to kind of fill in the gaps where you need to fill in. Okay, so my second recommendation is actually where I leaned pretty heavily in my second and third year as a freelancer, and that is agencies, particularly if you're in the creative space or software development, marketing, something along those lines. Agencies are a great place to go because they are often highly project-based, and there's an ebb and flow with agencies that makes work sometimes unpredictable, especially the smaller agencies. So they often don't have project managers on staff full-time, or as many project managers on staff full-time. So it's a great idea to reach out to, first of all, anyone you know who works at an agency in your network. You might want to hit them up and see if there's any opportunities to help with project management there. And then, of course, identifying different niches that might be of interest to you. Maybe it's video production, maybe it's something else in creative. Those are often really great locations to go. Now, they may not pay as much, but again, they might be something just to get you started, to get your foot in the door. So agencies is my second recommendation. Okay, so my third recommendation is staffing agencies or recruiters. And you want to be really careful with this one because you want to focus on those agencies or recruiters that specialize in your area, and that is freelance project management. And there are a few of them out there. I have a couple names in my freelance project manager guidebook, and I'm sure if you dug around a little bit on Google, you could find even more. So what I would suggest you do, and what I did, is reach out to an agency or a recruiter who specializes in this area, introduce yourself, get on a call with them, let them know what you're looking for, and make sure you're on that list of emails as they come out announcing different positions. Get that relationship going is the most important thing, because the more hands you shake, the more money you make. Okay, my fourth recommendation is online project management groups, and you can find these on Facebook, probably is the most common. They're on LinkedIn. There's different Slack groups. You could be a part of these different groups where ideas are exchanged. It might even be a mastermind or something along those lines. But there are bigger groups, bigger project management groups where you're sharing different job opportunities and things like that. Get involved with a couple of those because, again, the more people you know, the more opportunities that will come your way. Make sure you are a known person in this realm and that this is what you do and you are the person people can go to for this type of work. Okay, my fifth recommendation is various remote work platforms. Now, some of these are known more than others to have freelancing work or more freelancing work or more project management work. It's worth just sort of like sorting around on them to see what the opportunities look like. I've noticed it ebbs and flows over time. There have been certain times when these platforms have more project management jobs, and then other times when these do. Same with freelancing. So just kind of check those out. I have a long list in my freelancing guide. You can also go out, do a Google search, and find a bunch of remote work platforms and just start looking around and seeing what you find. Okay, my sixth recommendation is in-person networking events in your town, right? Or in a town that is near you. Get involved, get out there. Again, you have to get out there. You have to meet people. You have to make yourself known. Even if it's hard, right? I don't love that stuff either, okay? I don't think I had ever been to a networking event like that before I started freelancing. I felt really out of place. I had to kind of overcome my own fears, my own imposter syndrome or whatever it was that was holding me back. But get out there, just start meeting people, let them know who you are. You may not get opportunities immediately. You're probably not going to meet somebody that night and they're going to say, "Ooh, I have the perfect job for you." I mean, you might. That would be pretty cool. But at least start getting out there, meeting people, exchange numbers, connect on LinkedIn. Get out there and start meeting people. So in-person networking events could very well lead to something in the future for you. Okay, the seventh location is my personal favorite, and that is small businesses or startups. And you know that my background is in startups, it's in building businesses. So of course I would be really excited about this one. But this is a great one for you to go to if you're just launching your freelancing career, or again, if you're looking to kind of fill the gaps where you need to. Small businesses and startup companies of less than like 15 people often don't have a dedicated project manager. They might have someone who is heading up operations, but that person is usually pretty tapped out. And what those companies need help with is project management. They just don't have the bandwidth for it. So things start to get organized. You don't have SOPs where you need to. Maybe they don't even have a project management system in place. Maybe they have projects they've started and they've abandoned and they don't know how to get back on track. That's where you can really come in, clean things up, help them take projects to the finish line, and get some more project experience, freelancing experience under your belt. Again, this might be one where you take a bit of a lower pay or a lower wage just to get things going, to get some stuff under your belt. But it's great experience, honestly, because it gives you exposure to all different aspects of a business and how a business is run. So this would be a great one to lean into. And you can find these through your network. You can find these when you go to in-person networking events, when you're on your Facebook groups, when you're on LinkedIn, when you're just out and about in life. I promise you, you will encounter people who have small businesses or they're starting up a business and they're overwhelmed. So pay attention and listen, because this is a great place for you to land project management work. Okay, my number 8 recommendation is professional organizations. So if you're not a part of a professional organization as a freelancer, I would recommend that you think about it. Think about one that might make sense for you. Of course, the most common one as a project manager, I assume, would be PMI. I'm a member of PMI and I have access to different resources and things like that, and networking events and, all kinds of things like that. Again, it gives you access to more people, to more opportunities, more resources. And the more access you have to that and the more open you are to those things, the more you increase your surface area to land those jobs, right? To find clients. The more closed you are, if you just stay in your little bubble, you're not going to come across those opportunities as readily as you would if you open yourself up. So professional organizations highly recommend that you become a part of those and you start to contribute, start to attend sessions or meetings or whatever it is. Get yourself out there. The 9th place you might want to check out are different consulting firms. And I've seen this lately on LinkedIn. People have announced that they have landed freelancing jobs, and they come from connecting with different consulting firms, different consulting organizations. And this makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to me. Honestly, in general, freelancing as a project manager makes a lot of sense because projects are temporary in nature and companies are increasingly becoming more projectized. So it would make sense that the need for some ancillary folks to come in and manage projects would be a thing. These consulting organizations, they may have big projects and they don't necessarily want to hire people full-time to help them bring those projects to the finish line. So they may need someone to come in more of a fractional or freelance capacity. So find those consulting orgs, again, some Google searching, some searching around on LinkedIn, some talking to your network, paying attention, and reach out. Start connecting with those organizations and putting your name out there. And then the last place that I would suggest that you look is your LinkedIn feed. And it sounds really basic, but I've got to say, I have been very active on LinkedIn for the past little over a year. And it has not only opened my own eyes to opportunities, but it has allowed me to get in front of more eyeballs as well. I have landed work from LinkedIn by being in the feed and drawing people to me. So you could absolutely do the same. You could find work through your feed, or you could put yourself into the feed and start drawing people to you. So it's a great option. And again, if you want help with personal branding, putting together a strategy around that, I am available for one-on-one consultations. Okay, so that's our list. 10 different locations you could go to land freelance project management work. Good luck. See you soon. Bye.